Dear learners, today we are going to see about managing costs, strategies for developing e-commerce websites. Introduction. E-commerce is one of the rapidly developing industries across the globe. While this promising platform presents an opportunity for retailers that want to sell online, it also fosters stiff competition as more entrepreneurs get into the space. Online retailers must look for ways to stay relevant and profitable in the face of competition, all without interfering with the quality of products or services that they offer. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will have an idea about managing costs in e-commerce, strategies for developing an e-commerce website. First, let us see about managing costs. A huge part of running a profitable e-commerce business is managing cost. Every profit-oriented business wants to make money. However, a huge part of that depends on how that business can effectively manage cost, especially online retailers that have no compete in an increasingly competitive e-commerce industry. Therefore, managing cost becomes a huge part of business strategy for online retailers. Here are a few tried and tested strategies for cutting costs and infusing a frugal mentality to grow the online business. Plan long term. One of the most practical ways of cutting cost is simply making the right investment in business from day one. For an e-commerce business, that means spending a decent amount of capital on the site's design, web hosting, marketing and other core services while avoiding the temptation to settle for the cheapest alternatives during the early phases of your venture. Compromising on some of these core services from the start leads to extraneous cost. Find a web hosting service with a decent server response time even if you will have to spend a few extra bucks along the way. Slow servers and downtime are often associated with slow loading pages, which in turn contribute to page abandonment and higher re-engagement cost. Streamline your free shipping policy. Regardless of the size, every e-commerce retailer must deal with shipping. Shipping is usually the source of many operational expenses for many e-commerce retailers, sometimes taking up to 70% of total operating expenses as cost of sales. There are many elements of shipping that can drive your cost into an unreasonable and unsustainable territory. Free shipping, for instance, can be a costly endeavor if not properly planned. Free shipping is never really free. Someone must meet the cost of logistics and delivery, usually the customer or a third-party shipping partner. However, many third-party shipping providers have a provision for flat rate shipping, which you can use to reduce shipping costs for you and your customers. The cost of shipping can also be worked into the product's price, which can help cut cost while offering free shipping. But make sure to keep prices at par with your competitors to avoid an exodus. Mitigate issues involving your checkout system. The most critical part of the customer journey is the checkout phase. Most customers who abandon their carts often do so at the stage, which is why it only makes sense for online retailers to throw money at their checkout system. But at the same time, the checkout system can be one of the biggest sources of unnecessary expenses. Chargebacks, for instance, can see online retailers incur huge costs related to penalties, especially when customers keep on requesting for reversals. Consequently, reducing chargebacks can help save a ton on cost, which can often be accomplished by simply improving communication with customers, such as informing them that shipping is not inclusive of the base price. Payment processors and the payment methods you choose to accept on your site are also important considerations when determining where to cut cost. Be extra vigilant with payment methods that will cost you more in processing fees and transaction cost, and also explore different facets of technology like Bitcoin to help you reduce cost. Reduce product returns. One of the most fundamental rules of commerce goes like this: keep products in customers' hands and profits in yours. When a product is returned, it's not just a cut and dry undoing of the sale. More likely, you'll eat the cost of shipping plus labor for bringing the item back and forth from storage and the nickels and dimes of packaging. Then there's the cost of checking to see whether the product is damaged and the possibility that you can no longer sell it as new. Reducing product returns is a surefire way to cut cost, but how to do it? Make sure buyers know what they are getting before they buy. Elaborate on your product page descriptions and add multiple photos from different angles so buyers have a more accurate idea of what they are getting. Product videos are even better. They give shoppers a realistic sense of what the product looks like in action. Extend the time frame for returns. Although it may sound counterintuitive, extending the allowed time frame from returns can also reduce return rates. Economists attribute it to the endorsement effect. The longer the customer owns the product, the stronger the attachment to it. Longer return policies also relieve the pressure to return as soon as possible, giving customers more time to change their minds and decide to keep the product. Avoid high-risk customers. One of the most effective ways to reduce returns is to isolate the customers that pose the highest risk and stop marketing to them. With a little extra effort, looking through previous sales data, you can identify the customer segments with the most returns. Having an educated approach to who's returning your products and why will equip be better prepared to avoid problematic situations before they arise. Negotiate with suppliers. Effectively managing your supplier relationships is essential to long-term e-commerce success. If your store is big enough to sustain high-tier bulk shipments from suppliers, try improving your negotiation skills. A silver tongue is worth its weight in gold. The two main points of interest for your suppliers are payment times and order sizes. If you can accommodate them more in those areas, they will be more likely to accommodate you in prices. Spend marketing funds more effectively. As an e-commerce business, one of its natural strengths is the fact that everything is online. Funneling marketing budget into digital methods is clearly the best choice. Calculating the return on investment for each campaign determines the best ways to spend money with no guesswork. From there, compare the ROI percentages and allocate more money to the high performers. Keep in mind, some avenues take more time to produce a profit than others, but in general, this is a great method for comparing all your ventures on equal ground. Cut inventory cost with promotional campaigns. To paraphrase a classic business advice, sometimes you have to lose money to make money. Offering sales, coupon codes, seasonal deals and other such promotional campaigns can do more than drum up business if you are in a rut. When used strategically, promotional campaigns cut cost and grow business. It's a win-win situation. With warehouses implementing stricter storage requirements, online retailers should make inventory management a significant focus to reduce penalties and added cost. Bundling slow-moving items with relevant, best-selling products is a great way to reduce tail inventory. Not only it is a great for shoppers' experience, but it also helps you cut storage cost and stay in the black. Use more efficient packaging. In e-commerce, one of the most overlooked costs is delivery packaging. If the packaging is too big or too heavy, immediately cut cost by trimming it down. One size does not fit all for shipping packages. Always use the smallest and lightest packaging available that will still protect the goods inside. Some specific steps when it comes to packaging are: use as little protective cushioning as possible. One layer of bubble wrap is enough for most non-fragile items. Not only you will have to buy less cushioning, but you will also save on shipping weight and be able to use smaller boxes. Buy shipping materials in bulk whenever possible from a packaging store. Take advantage of price breaks at higher quantities. Packaging materials are easy to store and unlike products, they don't expire or go out of style. You could use cardboard boxes from 10 years ago and customers wouldn't mind. Try eco-friendly packaging. Eco-friendly packaging is lighter than most other types of packaging and so reduces shipping cost even if it's a bit more expensive to buy. In addition to cutting shipping cost, you can boost sales by identifying yourself as a green brand. Consumers today consider eco-friendliness to be a top priority when deciding where to buy, with the majority of shoppers willing to pay extra for green products and brands. Automate your business. Time is money, so to cut cost, cut wasted time. By automating tasks, a lot of time can be freed up and used for more profitable items. Automated systems can handle the busy work, so there is a extra time for the work that really matters. Using automated workflows that connect two or more apps can automate the most common tasks. Now, let's have a view about the strategies for developing e-commerce websites. It is undeniable that e-commerce is the most important business trend of the last 10 years. Very soon, much of the world's retail and B2B business will be done online, that there will be no longer a need for the term, as e-commerce will simply become the new definition of commerce. As competition increases in every sector of e-commerce business, solid strategies play a vital role in achieving business success. Web development is complicated in any project. There are a multitude of aspects to consider, from user experience to performance. Development of any enterprise website is a large-scale, complex process, but an e-commerce site presents its own particular challenges. Since users will be coming to the site to learn about and purchase products, developers will want to do everything they can to make this process easy and intuitive. But alongside the considerations of usability, there are few other aspects of an e-commerce site that developers will want to be sure to consider during the development process. The first one is the responsive design. The use of mobile devices to access websites is continually growing, and e-commerce sales are a large portion of this traffic. In fact, statistics shows that 79% of smartphone users have made a purchase online using their mobile device in 2018. This means that it is incredibly important to make sure that the e-commerce website is optimized for mobile, providing the best experience for users no matter what device they are using to access your site. The projected m-commerce sales on smartphones, smartphone percent of mobile sales, m-commerce sales on tablets and tablet percent of mobile sales according to Goldman Sachs are tabulated as follows. It is important to implement responsive design to make a website accessible and usable on every device for the success of an e-commerce site. There are CMS platforms that serve as powerful tools for e-commerce sites. Some of them are designed to automatically implement responsive design. Some of them are designed to automatically implement responsive design. Other CMS platforms can utilize responsive design, but they require extra configuration. But whatever platform is used, be sure to keep mobile users in mind for every aspect of the site, from basic navigation to checkout and payment, since this ever-growing group of users can't be ignored. Designing user flows. For designers, it's easy to go right into the design phase of a website before giving the user experience the consideration it deserves. Too often, focus is prematurely on page design and information architecture when the focus should be on the user flows that need to be supported by design. It's time to make user flows a bigger priority, the design process. Design flows that are tied to clear objectives create a positive and valuable user experience for the business we are working for. Spending more time in designing user flows heads to better results for both the user and business. Starting with a detailed look at the objectives of the user and the business can help sketch out the various flows that need to be designed in order to achieve both parties' goals. User objectives can range from finding a fact to replacing a product to learning a new skill to buying a gift for someone. Business objectives could be getting a lead, a like, a subscriber, a buyer, a download or a phone call. Identifying each user and business objective is the first step to creating design flows that meet all of them. The next one is to map user flows into conversion funnels. Users come from different sources with different goals and varying levels of knowledge and engagement. It is up to the designer to map those inbound user flows to conversion funnels that provide value to the user as well as the business. Prioritizing the flows and focusing on the few that will impact most users can bring the greatest gain. Custom flows allows you to architect experiences according to traffic source or visitor type and enable you to set the experiential pace, build user confidence and get buy-in on the way to the ultimate conversion. Display media. With display advertising, it all starts with the banner. The design of the banner needs to achieve one precious goal: get a click from the right person. The ads displayed should address this goal and provide a compelling hook to get that all-important click. Upfront research and real-world testing will help to optimize the experience. The landing page. The point when the user hits the landing page is when the user flow work really begins. Because these users are coming from a low information source such as a banner as opposed to an in-depth blog post, you must design a flow that fills in the gaps of information by providing the user with the data that they need to be converted. Whatever the conversion goal for the business, the key is to give the user a reason to keep moving through the flow down the funnel. Support guest checkouts. Companies with e-commerce sites will often want to require users to create an account in order to make a purchase, since this allows for follow-up communication that encourages future sales and helps in tracking customers' demographic information to analyze sales. However, not everybody wants to go through the process of creating an account in order to buy a product. Only repeat customers may feel the need to register and get the benefits of having an account, such as saving their information for future purchases and receiving notifications about upcoming sales. But it is still a good idea to provide an option for people who just want to make a one-time order. Design the purchase process in a way that allows users to complete a guest checkout, and upon completion allow them to create an account using the information that they just entered. The next one is the site search, which is the most important one. Statistics shows that 30% of visitors to e-commerce sites use search to find the products that they are looking for. So, it is important to make sure the search functionality is available and easy to use. In addition, it is a good idea to utilize features like autocomplete to help users find popular products or items related to their searches. Faceted search is another important tool to help users find products. This functionality allows them to narrow their search in a variety of ways, including by department, size, price range, brand, etc. Offering this functionality gives users more power to find what they need, letting them limit their searches to exactly what they are looking for. To make sure searches return the best results, product information should be fully defined and well organized. This will allow for faceted search and better search results in general. Security is essential. Every e-commerce site should support SSL to encrypt information that needs to remain secure. This is particularly true for credit card and payment information, but also any customer information like address, phone number, email, etc. Customers expect their personal information to remain secure when they make a purchase online. So, not only is ensuring that SSL is implemented just a good idea, but something that is absolutely essential for ensuring that your customers trust that their information will remain secure. In addition, security is required to meet PCI compliance for any business which accepts credit card payments. Optimize site performance. If a site is slow, it will likely lose customers. According to statistics, 40% of users will abandon a website that takes more than 3 seconds to load. This is especially true for mobile users who are often multitasking as they access websites and are more likely to move on to something else if a site is too slow. In order to keep from losing customers due to slow load times, make sure the site is optimized to run as quickly as possible. Some of the ways to help a site run more smoothly are: a site's JavaScript or CSS resource files can be combined into single file. This will speed up the interaction with the site because users will only have to download one JavaScript file or style sheet rather than 5 or 10. Compressing images allows a site to provide the best visuals at the smallest possible size, thereby reducing download times. Caching can reduce the time spent sending data between the web server and the database server. Conclusion: keeping these aspects of an e-commerce site in mind during development will help ensure that you are providing the best experience for customers. But there are few other elements to consider when developing a site. Make sure to plan for search engine optimization known as SEO and keep product data organized, as well as consider how to target content to different users and any number of other aspects to keep in mind. Thank you.